Hello, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft. This is Richard. I don't know what time it is. Actually, let me look real quick. It says it's 6 o'clock, which I think we haven't changed our clocks, and we jumped an hour, so I think it's actually 7 o'clock. I'm bringing my slingshot, and I'm bringing these little Dollar Tree glass beads. I don't know if they don't have any size on them or anything. It just says decorative accents, floral garden, glass gems. I don't know what size they are, but anyway, I've been out most of the day. Today is still the 10th. I've been out in the woods most of the day and been having a great time. So I've been sitting in the house for a couple hours. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing well. And I don't know, I'm just bored in there. So I decided I wanted to take off again and go for a walk this time. So about half a mile down the road is a park, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk to that park and hang out in the woods and maybe practice a little bit with my slingshot. I don't know, maybe not, who knows, but I'm bringing it. Anyway, it's still a little chilly out here and wet. I don't think that it's warmed up. As a matter of fact, the sun is going down. I think it's getting colder. It's only a half a mile away from the house. I didn't see the sense in wasting gas driving. It'd be quicker, but quicker isn't necessarily best. So I'm going to go ahead and walk to that park. And when I get there, if I can avoid all this mushy. Oh man, it's so soaking wet. Anyway, when I get there, I'll get back with you. All right, so I made it to the park. I've got my scarf, and inside my scarf, I have a compass, ranger beads, or paste beads, whichever you want to call them, and I have a deer antler whistle. I tell everybody that's my GPS and cell phone. So anyway, here in a couple weeks, I probably won't have to be wearing my Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft jacket. I love this thing. But here in a few weeks, I probably won't be wearing it. So I figure I want to get some use out of it more than I have. So that's another good reason to go out for this walk, is so I can wear my jacket. Anyway, we are at the park. I have my tripod camera, and right now I've got two different cameras. I've got the old one, which is broken and jacked up, but yet still works. It's hot glued together, and it's got electrical tape and duct tape all over it to keep it together, but it still works. But I can't mount it on a tripod or anything like that. So anyway, I used that one earlier today, and I am charging that battery. I went through 2 batteries today so far out in the woods, and I have 2 more in my pocket and 1 in the camera, which looks like it's pretty fresh. So I'm good to go on batteries, but the older camera, I am charging that battery using the camera, so it's still sitting at home, so I decided to use the one that I have the tripod for. So we're getting close to the woods. We're not quite there yet. There's a section of them right there, and then right there's another section. So once we get there, I'll get back with you. So here we are. So because of the trees being so bare, You can see all the squirrel nests all over the trees. So we're going to be walking down this paved path for a little while until we hit the dirt path. But there's plenty of really cool things to see before we hit that path. Several squirrel nests you can see. That one right there. There's one right there. They're all over the place. And right now you can see them. But when the leaves start growing on the trees, they're going to be invisible. So we're getting close to the path being turning here, but we're not going to turn. We're going to continue to go straight onto the dirt path. And here in a few weeks, this will look completely different. Now, even though this creek is really small, there are fish in it. Small, although they may be, but there are fish here. And there's crawdads and other things to that nature. So, and there are plenty of squirrels out here. And birds, and there are deer. I have seen deer track out here many times. They don't live in here, but they do pass through. It's too occupied by people because it's a park. Outside these woods, out there is a playground for kids and basketball courts and all that kind of stuff. So deer don't actually live in here. That sounds wonderful. Let's just sit here for a second and listen to this. Fantastic. All right, now if we could just get rid of the road that's over there. Again, squirrel nests all over the place. You can hear geese. They should be starting to nest here really soon. I haven't, I've seen the geese preparing to nest, but I haven't found any actual nests or anything like that yet. But it's really close to time for them to start nesting. Here's one of my favorite spots to stop off and do a little cooking. I actually planted a potato here a while back, and I can't remember how many I got out of it, but got a few potatoes out of it. This spot here is a spot I like to stop off at. I've done several cooking videos, and like I said, I planted that potato here. So, and I expect maybe this year I'll still be doing some videos from this area as well. I can hear those glass beads jingling in my pocket. I would like to find a spot to make my way across the creek over to that side. I'm pretty sure there's got to be a way that doesn't involve me getting wet or potentially getting wet. And I say potentially because I see a tree down over here. Here's some geese. There they are. Fantastic. Come summertime, might be a decent spot to fish. But see that tree right there? Again, if I was super adventurous, yeah, something climbing around here. That looks like a dog. That's a canine. That's a dog. I could go out on that and walk across. And again, if I wasn't worried about falling in or anything like that, I'd do it, but I'm not going to do it today. It's too cold out here, and if I fell in, it would be a not fun trip back home walking. Now here is a good spot for fishing. There are plenty of small bluegills and creek chub that make their home right there underneath that tree and around it. And this here is gonna be a good spot for me to fish this spring and summer. And again, I have not yet tried eating a creek chub. They just look too gross to me to eat. I mean, all they are giant minnows, really. But come spawning season, the males get horns on their heads, and their heads turn this weird pinkish color, and they seem really super soft, like mushy, to the point where like they got radiated by radiation or some weird shit. So I never have really considered eating one, but I saw a few people on YouTube say they were really tasty, and I've seen people eat them. They say they're really fluffy and tasty. So this year, if I catch one big enough, I'm gonna have to do that. So I'm thinking, I don't know, that's kind of muddy. Maybe we can come down over here. I'm not sure if that sand is sturdy enough to hold me, but we're gonna try. And say clearly canine, that dog right there. But we're gonna see how far out here we can go. And that seems okay. Oh no, it's pretty sturdy. We're good. We're good. Yes. So little small shells. I have to find a use for those. Just gotta grind those up somehow and make something out of them. I've caught creek chub right here. This will be another spot this season that I'm sure I'll be able to catch a couple creek chub. Again, I still haven't found any spot that's let's say, practical at this point. Oh, look at the sunset. Dude, that would be so cool just to set the camera up here and get the sunset. Just like that. I just don't want to sit around here and wait for the sun to go down. Anyway, I have not found a spot that is practical enough for me to get across to the other side. Again, it's chilly out here. It would not be a fun trip back if I were soaking wet. And I would probably catch a nasty cold, and the last thing I want to do is get sick again. I just got over being sick. This area right here actually kind of reminds me of when we were in Wyoming, and there was this pond that all the cows would go to, and they would muck it up like this all over the place. So it was like nearly impossible for me to get down there because it was all mushed and mucked up and everything. That kind of reminds me of a smaller version, but the way it kind of looked. And again, I am in town. It would be much more pleasant if there were no cars, but yeah, I can't do anything about that. Oh, hey, there's a big log going all the way across. That's the third log I've seen today, and I've told myself I wasn't going to do it. But I just might have to. We'll go underneath the bridge real quick, and once we get under the bridge and head back, I'll consider walking across that log there and getting to the other side of the creek. Now, there won't be any fancy photography and videography where, I walk across it and halfway you see me, the camera's on the other side and you see me walking across, because that would require me to do that 2 or 3 times, and I just don't know. It is it's very tempting. It's very tempting. Set the camera up right here, walk out there, get across, then come back, set the camera up over there, walk back out, and then I can splice it together and get me coming and going on both sides. It's tempting. I don't know. So I'm right here by the road. See if we can get to the other spot where there's a decent population of bluegills during the summer. It's just on the other side of this bridge. And I don't know, it's kind of muddy and I'm not doing it. Anywhere, that drainage ditch right there where the water comes out from the field, it's a deep spot right there, and there's a lot of bluegill that congregate there. Anyway, we might try that this summer as well. Let's go over and consider this log here. Again, if I do go across, it'll probably just be me holding the camera and just getting across. There won't be any fancy videoing or anything, but I'm considering it deeply. All right, I don't know. I'm really considering it. Well, I'm basically halfway out as it is. I don't know. No, I don't think I'm gonna do it, because once I get over there, I'm gonna have to find a way back. I think that'll be good for today. Again, if it was summertime, I wouldn't care, because if I fell in, who cares, right? But although technically it's not wintertime, it's still cold as shit out here. And if I fell into that water, oh, dude, I'd probably catch pneumonia. So anyway, I went halfway out. So I'm halfway adventurous today. Alrighty, so well we've gone this far. Let's see here. I guess I could go out of the park and head back to the house on this side, or I could walk through the woods again and go back the same direction I came. I'll probably do that just so I can be in the woods a little bit longer. Maybe I'll find something interesting that'll give me enthusiasm to pull the slingshot out and practice a little bit with my slingshot, but I don't know. I can barely see as it is. I don't have my glasses, and it's getting to be twilight, and it's hard for me to focus on anything. So, but there you go. You can see the opening here, and probably see some of the park stuff out there. There's a little bit easier to see. It is a wonderful day though. Cold, well, chilly, yes. There's not a lot of activity when it comes to nature. I don't see any squirrels. I hear birds. I've seen a few birds earlier today. I got some really good video. I've got a video of that woodpecker in the last video that we did earlier today. That was really fun. And clearly there won't be any fish right now in this small creek. But as I said, in a few more weeks, when the weather starts warming up and everything starts getting green and everything starts growing, and it'll change. There'll be plenty of stuff to video, plenty of stuff to look at, and hopefully by then my bike camper will be closer to being done, and I may even consider working on trying to work on a boat this year. Now it probably will not be the 2-liter bottle boat that I made several years ago, which I used for like 3 years, and I do have video of me going down the Wildcat. There's a series on Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and let's see, Wandering the Wildcat, I believe is what it was called. And I took my 2-liter bottle boat, which I built out of 2-liter bottles. I wrapped it with shrink wrap. I made some a frame out of water vine. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. As a matter of fact, this is it right here. This vine right here. I used a vine like this, and I made a frame. I did use a little bit of PVC, but regardless. And once I got it all shrink wrapped and to the shape that I wanted, I wrapped it up with a tarp, and I did put some pool noodles on the bottom just to kind of help keep it buoyant. I don't think I really needed to do that, but I did it anyway. So that entire boat cost me $12 to make. I had everything except the pool noodles, so I had to go out and buy the pool noodles from the Dollar Tree, and back then everything was still $1. So anyway, I built that boat, took it out on the Wildcat, and I had a fantastic time. For like 3 years I used that boat. This year I'm thinking about trying to find some of those plastic containers, the blue big barrels, get a couple of those, and I'm gonna build a raft like structure on top of them, and then put maybe a tent of some sort or some kind of structure like that on the top of it, and take it down the Wildcat for a day or two. So big plans this year. I don't know how many I'll do, but regardless, it's still going to be a good year for me. I'm still going to do a lot of fun outdoor adventure things, and I hope you guys follow along with me and enjoy watching, and maybe I inspire you to do some of it yourself. So I want to say thank you guys for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your own backyard. Isn't that background beautiful? Look at that. Holy cow. All right, so we crossed over into the other set of woods real quick. We're gonna go ahead and walk through this as we leave the park and head back to the house. Today is Sunday. Tomorrow should be the day that we get our Temu order, and that has my slingshot fishing gear and stuff like that in there. I don't know what else she ordered for me, but all that stuff hopefully should be coming in tomorrow, and I will definitely do a video about that when it comes in. So I thought while I had the video camera going and everything, I should probably mention that. So hopefully I'll be doing a video on my new fantastic slingshot fishing gear. And we're out. So we're out of the woods. Haha, we're out of the woods. I'd really want to go back. I'd rather be in the woods. So we'll make it across this park and head back to the house. And I already finished the video by saying later to everybody, but we'll do it one more time. So thank you guys once again for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and enjoy the outdoors, even if it's your own backyard.